It all sounds very cool. So, if you were the teacher, what would you say?
I think it was a little too fast.
Anything else? Is there anything you wish you did better in the piece, or do you think it's all fine?
I feel like I would want to do better, but I don't know
what you would need to do.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. So, let us start with this bit here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you play slowly.
Okay.
Where we play taka tika tita tum ta bum ba bum. Okay, just like that. Okay, just that. Okay. So here we go. So what we want to hear at the beginning is a very strong taka taka ta at the beginning. Just to hear that.
Okay.
Okay, great. Now let's do a bit faster. Okay, now taka taka ta. Good. Okay, now when you were playing it before, you were kind of like not really playing taka taka ta, but doing a sort of like this. So it needs to be super rhythmic, like it's like excellent. Yeah. Okay, so what you've got here is you've got this top line, ti ta ta is in 6/8. The bottom line, bum bum bum, is in 3/4. So what you get? So here's an exercise for you. Give me a guitar for a second, or even just put it on your lap like that. Okay, so my right hand is doing 3 in a bar, my left hand is doing 2 in a bar. Okay. And the way to get this rhythm is just think cold cup of tea, cold cup of tea. So together, then. So we start with the right each time. You go together, then right, left, right. Together, right, together. And now the secret. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so what we're trying to do is we've got 3 on this leg, 2 on this leg. And you start off like this, and then to get the feeling of switching from the 3 to the 2 and the 2 to the 3. And a lot of Latin music is kind of based on this hemiora effect, where you've got one part that's going gaka da tika da, and then the other part going tika taka da. It's like the the Bernstein West Side Story. I want to be an American. This is the thing. So this kind of feeling of 6/8/3/4. But what Merlin's giving us here is both at the same time, which is kind of annoying, but also great. Okay, so what we've got here at the beginning is taka taka ti ta ta ti ta ta at the top, and taka taka bum 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 underneath it. So let's look at this bit, because this is an interesting one, where the kind of tune starts. Let's slow it right down. Let's go from that low E and just slow it right down. So here's a prime example. Let's just do these measures. This one, and this one.
Okay.
Okay, so at the top we have da da, da da, da da, and underneath we have dum dum dum. Yeah, we've got 3 underneath and we've got the 6/8 on top. So I want to hear with the accents ti da, ti da, ti da, ti da, ti da, ti da, da. Great, okay. So with this rhythm, it works really well if it's really in time in the groove. When you're playing it great, but you're rushing slightly and we're kind of losing that sense of, so it's going like this all the time. I kind of think about the Latin grooves. I mean, if Zhao was here, he's crazy at this. Zhao is absolutely incredible at all these sort of grooves. And they're kind of going on the whole time, we can't do anything about them, and we just kind of catch them. A bit like if you're in the subway and there's an escalator. The escalator, what do you call them here? maybe you do call them escalators,
Yeah.
moving stairways, yeah. So and they're always going non-stop, and pulses like this, pulse is always going, and you just kind of get on, and you kind of get on, and you get to the top, and you get off again, and it's always sort of happening. So the pulse of this piece is always happening. You don't just start it and then suddenly the pulse appears. So we've really got to hear this. So let's just try these measures again. I want to hear, yeah, tiram, 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 down. Okay, great. Now I also want to hear the bass notes. Okay, let's do that again. So we're going in threes this time with the bass notes. Now we're going to go with twos, which is the top notes. Ya, da, da. Okay. One, and two, and. Okay, one, and two, three. Okay, so it's trying to feel this 3 against 2 rhythmic thing. It kind of really make the piece exciting. So I think you should slow it right down. Not this slow, but just get it so that it's rhythmically really under control. So let's try it from here now. A bit more closer to your speed, but not as fast as before.
Okay.
Great. And now this bit almost has real groove. So you have yata tita ta tita ta taka tita ta 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 ta. You've got these amazing sort of syncopations. So I really want to hear that. Tita ta tita ta. Excellent. Yeah. Can you feel? Yeah. Let's do it. I'll do some tapping this time. Okay. Here we go. So what you've got to have in your mind is the 6, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, and the 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3. So this is a great thing to practice, the 3 against 2. And on your, it's impossible to sort of learn quickly, but you can do it so that when you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. You can also do 3 against 4. And even 4 against 5, and so on, and kind of get these rhythms and these grooves in, and so just do them around the house, on the table, kitchen table, you know, on your brother's head, all these kinds of things. But just to kind of really get into this, so let's just try this again. Let's try this 2 against 3 thing. Off you go. Just go. So together, and then right, left, right. Together, right, left, right. Faster. Okay, now count 3. So count with your right hand. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Now try the left hand. 2. 1. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, no, you're doing well. You're doing really well.
1, 2, 4.
Okay, all right. So I won't put you on the spot. The 2 is much harder. 1, 2. And so on. But try it, because then when you're playing the piece, you can really get the sense of, you know, the top part is going ta ta ti ta ta ti ta ta, and the bottom part 1, 2, 3, and you've got this kind of groove. And the thing that makes this music exciting is hearing these 2 rhythms. And unfortunately, on the guitar, we have to play both of them together. You know, often you get in these sort of groups, you'll get one part which is playing in 3, 4, other parts playing in 6, 8, and then it's much easier when you've got 2 different players playing different times. But you have to kind of do them both. All right, so let's try it one more time from this bit, and then try another bit. Great, okay. Yeah, you feel the groove. So it's much better at that speed and groovy and tight than being a bit fast and a bit rushed and a bit kind of, whoa, what's going on? And what's the most important part in this style of music? The melody or the bass? I'll give you a clue. The melody of the bass.
Bass.
Oh, brilliant. Fantastic. Yeah, so in a lot of Latin music, the bass is incredibly important. And it's a fundamental of everything. And it's kind of, tends to be quite loud. And nearly every sort of Brazilian choro band or Argentinian folk band or whatever will have a really big double bass with a powerful bass. So your bass line, you've got to work your thumb more than you're working. So instead of just sort of randomly touching a few bass notes between the chords which you're thinking about on top, you've got to really hit them. So let's try this again. This time I want you to, all I'm really listening for are these open E's at the bottom. Okay, great. Now that time, it was a bit like when we were working with Ellen and your ears concentrating on one part and your hands just playing the other part, but you're not really paying attention. Now you're paying attention to the bass line for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's fun. That's fun. That's cool. But it's just the idea of the interplay between these two. That's what's exciting about the pieces. You've got the bass line doing one thing, you've got the top doing another. What you were doing when you were playing it was we were focusing all on the top, and then like, oh, there's no bass. Okay, so let's try this bit here where it comes down the octave. Okay, great. Now in this bit here where you've got tira, tira, tara, tira, what you're playing is tira, ta, tum, tita, ta, tum. Right? But what it is actually is tira, 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 tira. So yeah, it's kind of, yeah. Let's just try really slowly. Just go from here, really slow. Dee da, bum, bum. Dee da, dum, bum. Dee da. Yeah. So tira, 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 tira. Exactly. Yeah. And that gets you the kind of 6/8 against 3/4 groove. The way to think of it actually is just to accent that one a little bit. So tita, tira, tira, tira. Excellent. Yeah, great. Okay. Try the same thing here at the end. Yeah, from there.
From there.
Yeah. Okay, all right. It's beginning to get that groove. Good. Do you ever, have you ever tried playing maracas?
No.
Okay. So this is, do you have? So what I recommend is that you spend maybe $5 on a plastic egg maraca thing. They use a lot in Latin music, and just get the idea of doing a sort of. In fact, you can do it, with two of you playing, just so you've got this kind of Latin groove going in the background. And then it kind of, this music is all about this sitting in the groove, and like you have a drummer, you have maracas, you have a quattro just playing everything super rhythmic. So when people say play in time, this is the piece where they really mean really play in time. Okay, so let's try it. Yeah, let's go from here and just keep playing. So, when you practice this, remember that you, however loud you're playing the bass, you need to play it louder. Okay, how loud can you play the bass? Okay, try that. that's really, especially that one was really, really strong. So try from here and really, especially that one in the middle of the bar, just hit the bass as strong as you can. Yeah, all right, good. Okay, how does that feel?
A little weird.
Yeah.
Because it's
It's
I
new.
don't really play the bass out loud.
No, you don't.
No.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Absolutely have to.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a guitar I can borrow briefly? Sure. And well, we're not quite in tune, but yeah, you'll have to do that. What's play me your E, if you would. Okay, let's go from here. Okay. Off you go. You start and I'll join you.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Okay, let's try again. Okay, well, that's too much, right?
Yeah.
But it gives you, I mean, you see how it just kind of sits on the bass?
Okay.
And the bass is a kind of very sort of
Yeah.
loud, cool thing. All right, so nice guitar. All right, so let's try now. These harmonics, you're faking this, aren't you? Yeah. Oh, that's better. Yeah. Well, how we with this? That's it. Yeah. So you're going to get from the harmonics to those notes quicker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's try it. Really slowly from. Actually, from here. Great. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So the whole thing with the piece is it's very tempting to play it fast because you think you can, but the rhythm. As soon as you play it, as soon as you go too fast, we kind of lose that part of the rhythm thing. Okay. Next thing I'm going to talk about is sound. A little bit about sound. Can I just borrow your guitar just to see what this guitar can do in terms of sound? 'Cause it's When did you last change your bass strings?
It was last year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the first thing that will improve your sound enormously is some new bass strings.
Well, it's also the treble strings last.
Well, the treble strings can last a lot longer than people think. They can go. I mean, a couple of strings, if they're really in tune, like you can leave them on for like 6 months or even a year. The bass strings die very quickly, mainly because I just get, the bits of metal wire get flattened, you get dirt in them, and the sound just ends. One thing to extend the life of bass strings is to clean them. And the best thing for cleaning them actually is lighter fuel, or methylated spirits, which you get on a cloth, and it takes all the dirt out, and surprise, surprise, the strings sound better. The other thing a lot of people do is they turn the string around, so they take it off, and the bit that was here, they put here. Put there, like that. And that kind of gives them a second life, because the bits that wear are now in different places. So if you want to extend the life of your bass strings, turn around the other way is also a good thing to do. Yeah, so it's kind of going to be impossible to make a big, huge bass sound on those basses, so you were doing very well in that case before. But what I want to look at is the way you play a single note with your right hand.
Okay.
So play me a free stroke note. Okay. Try that again. Right, so what you're kind of doing in the string is picking a little bit. So like you're sort of taking this knuckle here and you sort of pick like this. See this knuckle here? This is where the power comes from, at the top when you're moving the whole finger. So this time, just don't worry about hitting the string, whatever. Just imagine the finger's going to go like this and come into your hand like this.
Okay.
That's it. But right in, so this bit goes right into the hand. And yeah, you see this knuckle here? That's got to go right in. That's the idea. Okay. Yeah, that's the one. Now, as it plays a note, also instead of just going across the string like that, imagine you're pushing the string down into the instrument. Yeah, that's the sort of idea. Yes. Yeah. You hear that that's like a kind of fuller, rounder sound. Can you hear that? Yeah, now try it with the middle finger on the B string. You can lift the other fingers up, you don't have to give them down. Again, think about pushing the string into the guitar. That's it. Yeah, very cool. And now try the A finger on the top string. Yeah, that's it. Into the hand instead of lifting the finger up. What you were doing before was kind of picking at it instead of going through the hand like this. Yeah, that's it. So this is very much a David Russell thing. So this is this is where the fingers move from this knuckle here, not from this one, and not out here, but you're kind of moving this. It's almost like the natural movement of the hand is like clenching a fist, so everything rolls around like this, so you hit the strings as you come in. So you make your big sound with that movement. So just try playing like 4 notes together, P-I-M-A, boom, like that. Yeah. Ah, yes, absolutely. Now try a low E with the bass string, and then top 3 strings. So P-I-M-A, that's it, yeah. That's it. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
It's a bigger sound.
Yeah.
All right. So this is no doubt something you'll talk about with Ricardo. I'm sure he will talk about it as well. More. He's your teacher, right?
No.
No.
Jeremy Collins.
Jeremy Collins, that's right. Who was Ricardo Cobo's teacher? Who was his teaching there? Oh, that was Brady, wasn't it? So yeah, Jeremy Collins. He will tell us. Yeah.
He has.
So, yeah, he has. I'm sure he has. Undoubtedly, because he knows all this stuff. Yeah, absolutely, fantastic. One of the things, because you're the one having lessons on Zoom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think when you have a live lesson, he will probably spend all his time talking about sound. Because on Zoom you have this kind of Zoom sound, and this thing of kind of really projecting from the instrument. I mean, your guitar is short scale. It's not the loudest instrument in the world, but there's a lot more sound in it than you're getting out of it at the moment. So next time you'll see him on Zoom, say, how can I make a bigger sound? And he'll probably do exactly the same thing with you for making a bigger sound and getting that cool. Okay, one last thing is with your left hand you are pressing quite hard. Often pressing quite hard. You can press a lot less hard with your left hand than you think. Okay, so let's try an experiment. Just choose any note anywhere on the guitar except an open string. Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, so that's second finger on A on the G string, right? Okay, now press incredibly lightly so that I'm going to have to borrow a guitar again. Is that right? Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. Okay. The thing to do here, thanks. The thing to do here is to just press very, very lightly so you get no sound at all. Now gradually, imagine that you've got a pressure gauge that goes from 0 pressure, which is just touching the string, to 10, which would be like squeezing the guitar as hard as you can. So try 10. Squeeze the guitar as hard as you can, harder, 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 harder. Right, now let go. Notice it takes a little while for your hand to recover after doing that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the more effort we use, the more tired the hand gets quickly. So one of the things we've got to do is try and minimize the amount of effort we use with our left hands. So now look at this. So we're going to go back to 0 on the pressure gauge. Now I'm going to add it. I'm going to go up up to like up to 1 out of 10. Okay, now I'm going to go to 2. Now to 3. Okay. Now go a bit closer to the fret. That's it. Yeah. So is that lighter than you normally press?
A little harder. Usually a little harder.
You normally press a little harder than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll find that generally you can press quite light. And the other secret, which I only discovered myself recently because I kind of watched Pavel Schreiber to see what he was doing, is that when you play a note, you need pressure for the moment you play it with the right hand. But after you've played it, you can release most of the pressure because the amount of pressure you need for the note to carry on ringing okay, is less than playing it. So if I play it, let's let it ring. If I play again, you can actually release a lot of the pressure and the note will still sound. So try that, just play a note, release some of the pressure. Now you're releasing all of it, so just release a tiny bit. Yeah, you see that? See how light that feels? So what some of these players do is that they basically play a note with both hands. So the moment you play it with the right hand, you do a little squeeze with the left, and then you release most of the pressure, so that most of the time, the left hand is incredibly light, hardly pressing down at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a kind of, so it's something to be really aware of.
Okay.
And a question to always ask yourself, well, there's two questions you can ask yourself is, one, is the bass loud enough? And two, am I pressing too hard with my left hand?
Okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My pleasure.